Hi everybody. This is going to be a really short message. I'm kind of just doing this for consistency, but I'm also just doing this because I understand that some people want to know how I'm doing, where I am, if I'm okay. I've received all your Twitter DMs, I've received all your Instagram messages, I've received all your emails. I am fine. I am absolutely fine. I'm just taking a little break. And yeah, like I said, I am doing this video just for some consistency, just so I can, keep my uploads coming, and just so I can let you guys know that I'm fine. I will give just a brief overview of the things that are going on in my life, and then I may just switch off, and hopefully there will be a video on Friday that I will record and upload for you guys, for your viewing pleasure. But first things first, I did have a very significant dip into depression last week, and it was really, really difficult. It was really, really difficult and hard to go through that. I was babysat for a significant amount of it by my good friend Alicia, as we explored in the last video. But for the most part of it, it was very much just awful thoughts. I get a lot of intrusive thoughts when I go into a dip, and this has been a depression spell that's kind of been building over 6 months, because I had a similar I don't want to call them attacks, because they aren't attacks, they're just, my thoughts overwhelming me. And this has been happening since September, where I went to the GP and I had asked then for a referral to an eating disorder service, psychotherapy information, because it's not available in the NHS at the moment, and for antidepressants, and all three of those kind of fell through the cracks. My initial referrals for eating disorders it wasn't denied flat out, but I wasn't in that service's catchment area, so I had requested my GP to put me in the correct catchment, like the service with my catchment area. So I just never heard back from that service. And then the psychotherapy thing is available in my area, and I'm currently deciding on options to go to for a low price. Usually they are like graduates and students who will run psychotherapy, and I'm okay with that, because I certainly can't afford actual psychotherapy and things like that. So I'm fine with that, because I feel like, and I'm saying a lot. And when I went to the GP last week, the doctor had suggested that I go through CBT again, and I told her, look, I'm quite good at managing my anxiety. My anxiety, I'm able to cope with. It's more the deeper things that I can't really get a hold of and understand, and I think that I need a breakthrough in that way, and I don't really need to do CBT, because while I am an anxious person and I do have anxiety attacks, I know how to handle them very, very well. I even know how to handle my depression very well. I've been keeping it together for like 6 months. But I do need to get deeper into my actual issues, my abandonment issues, bereavement, my daddy issues, my father issues, whatever you want to call them. My PTSD is another thing that I need to dig into, my eating disorders, like everything just needs a deeper sort of pinch instead of the band-aid that is CBT, at least for me. CBT certainly helped me, and I recommend it to anyone who has quite severe anxiety or PTSD, because it teaches you behaviors to cope with the things that you're feeling and the things that you're going through. Like soon after I left my father's house, I had a lot of PTSD. I constantly felt like people were watching me, people were following me. Like everywhere I looked, I could just see the faces of my family members. And CBT really helped me get that under control, and really helped me calm down, and worked through some of my issues, but certainly not through the deeper issues that I'm facing. So following that, I did go to the GP, as I said, and I did get a prescription, so I'm on a new medication, so I'm just rocking along, feeling seasick all the time. That's what I'm calling it, but it's just nausea because I'm trying out a new medication. It's not too bad. The last time I was on medication was a couple of years ago, and actually helped a lot. The only side effect that I had two side effects. So the immediate side effect was that it just, I had a lot of diarrhea. Like it just didn't sit well with me internally. But after like 1 or 2 days, that cleared up. And then the side effect that I got more long term was that I would have these crazy, like really graphic end of world dreams, which I personally really enjoyed. Like they didn't scare me, they thrilled me, which is, maybe that's a little silly to say, but that, you know, I made a little series on my blog where I wrote out the fantasies that I dreamed of, and they're extremely graphic and gory and terrifying, and I've read some of those out on a live stream, and I may read more out on a live stream, because I that's some of my best work, honestly. And so far, I've had no side effects to this medication except the initial nausea, and it's become progressively less. So I'm like almost not nauseous today. Nauseous, nauseated, whatever you want to call it. I'm almost not nauseous today. But when I started it, and I started it on Saturday, I believe, when I started it, I was very nauseous. I was very nauseous. I almost couldn't do anything. And thankfully, I had a calm day on Saturday. I just went to Jimmy's house and we watched a documentary. We watched Sam Harris and Majid Nawad's documentary about I've forgotten what it's called, but it's about reforming Islam. But yeah, we went there. I hung out with Ali. I hung out with Jimmy. I hung out with a friend of theirs, and it was really nice. We got some Indian food. It was wonderful. But yeah, I just wanted to update you by saying that I am fine and you don't need to worry about me. Thank you for all your concerns and your well wishes. I really appreciate it, but I am just, for the most part, switching off of Twitter, because Twitter, I feel, is just generally not very good for me. I've decided that. I understand that it's a very important tool for me to be a public figure, but it's not very good for me to use it. So I've turned my social media use back into selfish mode, where I just post what I have to post and then I just leave. Or if someone contacts me and says, I really need you to post about this because it's important, I post that, or I retweet their tweet, or I like their tweet and I share it, and then I turn it off, because Twitter is one of those things that I will only use when I need to. I've realized that spending an ample amount of time there just messes with my brain, and the same with Instagram. And the only platform that I truly enjoy using is YouTube, and that's it. Not just for like posting videos, but also watching content. Twitter, well, it's fun to just scroll through it while you're on the toilet from now and then. It's really not something that I want to become addicted to. Last year I was quite addicted to Twitter, and I'm finally admitting that, and a lot of people are like, you're addicted, and I'll be in profuse denial of that. But last year I was quite addicted to Twitter, and I think that my use of it will only be around, like, I'll only prolifically use it around campaigns and movements. But other than that, I think I'm just going to use it quite selfishly and just post what I need to post, and only really like engage when I'm absolutely needed, because I've realized it's just not good for me. And some people, they just they just make me angry, and I have an anger problem as it is. Like it's not physical, but it's very much like it builds up in here and then it comes out. But yeah, that is the video. I hope that, this gave you any peace of mind at all. I'm doing fine, and thank you for inquiring about me. It's awfully sweet, and I like it very much. I would like to say before I leave that please, if you have not, please purchase a ticket for the DR conference. The links are in the description. It is a conference that is set up by David Worley. I've been on his podcast. He's been on my channel now because we did a vlog together where we went to Curry's PC World, and he just was frolicking like a fairy in there. It's a wonderful, wonderful vlog if you haven't seen it. It's quite recent as well, so you'll find it in my video. If you scroll through my videos, you'll find it. But he's set up a conference. I am on the panel to speak on on one of the panels. I also have a panel coming up with CEMB. Please do check out their website, and please do also buy a ticket from there if you would like to, but I would prefer to stress the DR conference because I do have a small part in organizing it and creating the logo, so I would really appreciate it if you joined us for that event. Saf is also going to be there, Aaron Ra is going to be there, Stephen Woodford or Rationality Rules is going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Lloyd Evans is going to be there. Rachel Oates, whom I have not had a proper interaction with and I would love to have an interaction with, is going to be there. And yeah, I hope to see as many of you as I can get my hands on. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm going to tune out. If you liked this video, give it a like. There's nothing to like, it's just an update. You know, subscribe, share, whatever you want, comment whatever you want. If you would like to support me in a more monetary way, I have a PayPal, I have a Patreon, I have merch. There is a link below. I need to update my merch page because I actually have other things that I would like to put on there, and I might make a little promo video. If there's anything you want to make merch out of, like, you go through my Instagram pages, which are again all linked in the description below, and you see something and you want an item, like a t-shirt or a coaster or whatever you want from there, and you want me to put it on my merch page, just let me know and I'll throw it up there. Like, I don't care, you'll know me. But yeah, thank you and goodbye.